What was your guys' favorite moment or moments from Rekaofela Popup?
For me personally, I'd say the home that we've created for each other, you know, and being able to look forward to coming to work every day and actually just coming to play and just being able to dream and realize the dream in real time. I think that has been really special. And just the community, you know, I think we sometimes take the work we do so serious, and I think with this project it was such a playful exercise, and yeah, it was really fun for me.
Yeah, same. Especially seeing the community, people coming to interact with the space, reading the books, checking out their clothes, the art, you know. Yeah, like every week we did something different, and people came every week to experience something different that we offer. So I think all of the times that we did the activations, like, yeah, those were my favorite ones because they were all different, like they had themes and stuff like that. Yeah.
And with that said, can you guys describe the feeling of having a physical space and manifesting your passions into a physical space, into physical product? Can you describe that feeling and what it means to you guys?
It's something really special, you know, because I love tangible things. For the Manor to have a tangible book, it's because, like, yes, the world is moving into digital and online, but you know, it's such a different feeling for a Kasi Flavour customer to check the clothes and see them and feel them and see the different knits. You know, that's why we did the shop exclusive drops so that people can see the different knit and like feel, you know. And yeah, I think that was my favorite moment, to actually watch people come in and experience everything in like real time. Because yeah, we are mostly like online and we don't really get that feeling of people. You just get orders and you send them, you know. So this was like really special.
And yeah, I think just to add on to that, I think what made the whole experience so special is our ability to manifest in real time, and even just how your collaboration came together. It's like almost a manifestation of so many years, and just I think it's always so beautiful when you are able to bring things to life that exist in your head. And what it also just I always think of it, or liken it to putting a flag in the sand to say that you are here and you're taking up space. And whenever you have, or whenever you give birth to any physical product or anything physical, it has a life of its own, and that will give birth to something else. So I think it's just starting a conversation that will be able to extend into different dimensions and I guess spaces beyond our own imagination.
Yeah, no, I think you're right with that, because for me this physical space has almost represented a home for us, because usually things like this are done by the big corporations, the big brands, and never by us, because we never usually have the resources to do it. So this in essence was us reclaiming things that we do for ourselves and not for the brands. And it was amazing because it was you guys telling your own stories in your own voices for us, and not selling it necessarily to X brand or blah 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 blah, which I think was also such a refreshing take, because there's ownership of the stories that the stories, the inspirations, the journeys, which was really beautiful.
Yeah, and I think with that as well, there was like almost an element of freeing ourselves from like the hashtag. Because sometimes we are so imprisoned by hashtags, and in this case we were not even selling ourselves, but we were expressing ourselves. You know, it was just a matter of this is who we are, and if you love what we do and you buy, that's great, but otherwise it was just a platform to express. And the sales naturally came in just by virtue and not pushing, I guess, a narrative that's beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think with brand collaboration, there's so many narratives that are being pushed, and sometimes they don't even speak to the actual product, but it's just a push.
Yeah.
So this time it was quite free and flowing, and yeah.
Looking back at that photo we took 10 years ago, what would you guys say that photo means to you? But also, what would you guys say, how would you guys express how you've evolved creatively in these last 10 years in sort of your journey or our journey?
To me, I feel like we have grown so much in terms of in the creative field, but we're still the same dudes like 10 years ago, you know, like loving style and expressing ourselves through fashion, you know. Like that photo, I remember that day, like for us, it was more of like a concept dressing, you know, of South Africa and a true reflection of South Africa. And 10 years from now, we're still doing projects that are true reflection of us and our passions. So yeah, I think for me, it's more of like growth. Like we own businesses now. We know how to deal with clients and things like that. So yeah, for me, yeah, it was more on like growth, but also like creatively, we're still the same dudes that we.
Yeah, I think it's quite a special photo because I think it's so important that we continue cultivating this culture of documenting our journeys and being able to reflect back, you know, and I think it's so important that we create those archives for ourselves, because when you look back, you're just so proud and you're just so excited. It's almost like, I wonder what the next 10 years is going to look like. And I think it's important that we cement ourselves in the books of history, you know, and I just continue to stay consistent and to, I guess, how we've always moved with love and like just pure intentions, and I think in an industry that we're in, people move weird and different, and the ability to stay consistent and stylish at the same time, it's like, I don't think, it's something we should take light.
For me, I think the photo was super special because that was obviously 10 years ago, but I think our friendship and brotherhood, the fact that it's continued and we're able to collaborate, you know, like Trevor, you would fly down and the first people you would shoot when you arrive here would be us, or the first people you would contact for a photo shoot or something would be us. So the fact that now you own a publication and a platform that celebrates and is the home to African stories, and then you reach back to us again to sort of collaborate with you first, just means a lot, and it shows how much our brotherhood and friendship has meant over the years, and how consistent we've been just in supporting each other, and valuing each other and celebrating each other as much as we also celebrate the stories, African culture, and respectively the things that we do. So it was beautiful. It's been beautiful to see.
Consistency is the cornerstone of any successful story, you know, and even when you think of like just how athletes train, you know, it's through consistent training. You know, when you think of like scientists, how they're able to research, it's through consistency, and how they're able to experiment, it's consistency. And I think just that is something that I find sometimes lacks within the work that we do, but also in the communities we exist in, you know, just the ability of having people you can rely on, you know, because I know every time I've got an idea, I can call either of you and it will happen, you know, and that's what I valued the most about it, because it's like a showcase, you know, it's like the idea could be big or small, but it's like you're going to make it happen, and I think.
Okay. And then I guess for my last question, what would you guys like to see for your respective businesses, brands, but also for our respective cultures, our stories in the next 10 years?
To be more sustainable. I'd love to see my business to be more sustainable, to also help people in my community and like-minded people who are younger than me to be part of the business, and to grow and to evolve as well, with time.
From my side, I think it would be to solidify our efforts in a very institutionalized manner, and for us to take what we do even more serious, for us to be able to have reliable sources of references. So having more printed publications, having more, academic research into the cultures that we exist in, the cultures that we contribute to, and I think just the ability to create a sustainable ecosystem within the creative landscape, where everyone knows each other and where we can hold each other accountable for maintaining a high quality and doing everything at the highest level of excellence.
No, that's beautiful.
And for you?
I think for me, in the next 10 years, I sort of want us, and I hope this is a manifestation of that, for us to be in a position to be able to open more doors for people who would like to have businesses like the ones that we have. We've had to open our own doors, and it's not to say that there weren't people before us that contributed, but we've sort of had to do a lot of things in our own individual capacities, which is great, but it would be amazing for us to start to open doors easier for the next generation of the Manors, the next generation of Kasi Flavours, the next generation of Wanda Lephoto, like-minded businesses, so that the next generation doesn't have to go through the struggles that we did. And I hope we're in that position in 10 years that can sort of facilitate that growth and that change. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
To the next 10 years.
To the next 10 years.